Hey, what's up? It's Comic95, the Savior, and for this video, I want to respond back to a stupid comment that I got on my channel, and I'm gonna actually do like a two-part video on this because I'm tired and I'm getting ready to go to bed, but I want to respond to this last part. So I made a video talking about how I can't, respect or whatever a man that I can peg, as I titled the video. And this person decided to go back and forth with me. I don't know if they're a man or a woman, but they're clearly either trolling me or they're really stupid or very young, I don't know. But as we were going back and forth about, gender roles and what the Bible says, etc., they eventually got really mad and in their feelings and started trying to say, oh, basically, your husband's broke because, you're living inside of, a small apartment in Tokyo, this and the other. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you actually chose really bad time to say that because I'm actually in the process of getting ready for a vacation to Hawaii and then going to Chicago. So, yeah, broke my ass. Not to mention that I've literally been living in a hotel for the past 2 weeks with my husband because we have the money to do such things. So while this isn't a very nice bougie place per se, this is not the cheapest hotel that you can stay in. And on top of that, to stay for a couple of weeks for, multiple people that's a lot of money. And not just that, in addition to that, taking Uber Blacks and going out to eat for every meal because there's no kitchenette, there's no microwave, etc. We've been eating out for every single damn meal. So sorry, but that's money involved. And the cost for being here for 2 weeks is more than most people's rent per month. So I don't say that to brag, but since you want to talk about things like this, not to mention, people that actually have money don't waste their money on their house or their car. They use it on experiences, food, things like that. Something that you apparently can't understand because you don't have money. Nobody told you that you have to have a job. You want to be a house husband and you want to date, a woman that's dumb enough to take care of you, sign up for it. By all means, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. And if you're a woman who's dumb enough to take care of a man, okay, well, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not here to try to argue with feminists and save them. I'm really specifically talking to black women. But if you're another race of woman and you're smart and you want to listen, then hey, by all means, this applies to you too. But I'm not here to sell you on what, like I said this a million times before. I have mine. I don't need to sell you on anything. I'm not worried about you. I don't know you. I honestly don't really care about you. But if you're smart, you just might learn something. I'm trying to put you on game. You ain't got to get on it though. So again, I'll address the rest of your comment in another video. But I wanted to specifically highlight the end of it, how you went from talking about the topic to trying to attack me and my husband personally. First off, I shouldn't have taken your bait. You're trying to get me to tell you how big my apartment was, but I did. 40 square meters is actually a decent amount of space for two people. Especially for us to not have even a one bedroom. I forgot what they call it, 1 LDK or whatever they call it. Where we basically have a living space and then the kitchen is separate. You left me a stupid comment saying that one of us could take a shower, a shower curtain apartment, whatever you tried to call it. And was saying that like one of us can take a shower or whatever while the other one plays a video game. Like, huh? And then on top of that, the dumber part was, you should have left this comment alone. This is how I know that you're lying. You said that you have a 3-bedroom, 58 square meter apartment. Do you know what that would look like? 3-bedroom and only 58? That's not even possible. Does that even exist? I have to literally search that. So I'm gonna have to fact check myself in the comment section. But that would be a very teeny tiny apartment. I don't think you understand what 58 square meters even looks like. That's how I know you're a fucking liar. Not to mention, I'm not in elementary school. So this whole challenge thing of comparing who has the bigger... Bitch, who has the bigger pockets? I don't give a fuck about what size your apartment is. Because guess what? When you have money, you can switch it. I can literally go tomorrow and decide, I want to live inside of a bigger place. When you don't have money, that's not an option. So I'm sorry. I'm too old for this shit. Okay, look, I'm not fighting back and forth, who has... This like reminds me of being like in school. People like used to, I didn't have this experience because I never grew up inside of an apartment. And when I lived in an apartment, I was a baby, so I have no memory of it. But it's like, who cares where you live? Whether you live inside of an apartment or a house or you have, a condo or, I don't know, a mansion. I'm grown, okay? People with money don't compare things like that. They compare with experiences. And also, you chose really bad timing because we're in the process of moving. We actually left the apartment that video was filmed in. So that whole comment that you made fell through. Not to mention, you do not have no 58 square meter 3-bedroom apartment because that would be very small. You would need to have at least 100 square meters or close to it. 3 bedrooms for you to even remotely try to brag. Because even if that did exist and you have it, 3 bedrooms, only 58 square. I mean, even to have a 2 bedroom be very small. Shoot, even a 1 bedroom, in my opinion, but especially a 3 bedroom with just 58 square meters. My place in Shibuya was just a little bit over 40 square meters, if I recall. So I'm sorry, but if you have 3 bedrooms in that place, you would literally have like a futon in each room and nothing else. Do you know what that even looks like? That's how I know you're capping. And the fact that you're not just saying that you have that, you're bragging about it and pretend like that's a big place. Yeah, miss me with that bullshit. I don't even believe that you live in Tokyo. You're a weeb, you're a weirdo, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to entertain that shit. Long story short, men are supposed to provide. I'm not going to go back and forth with you on that. I'll make another video actually going back and forth with you on that, but it's not going to be today, not for this one. You're a liar. And on top of that, again, bringing in my husband was not relevant to what I had to say, even though technically fine, you could say it's fair game because I was talking about, this couple, even though I'm not talking about their names or getting personal on their situation per se, but rather I'm using their situation to advise other people. In your case, you were trying to tell me that I can't speak on this because if my husband has so much money, why are we living inside of a small apartment? Because that's what people that have money do. If you've ever dated, look, I've shared my stories on Patreon. All of the men that I dated that have money, patrons, back me up. If you're watching this, back me up. Have y'all seen me show anybody's house that looked like they was a millionaire or some shit? None of them had houses. Shoot, one of them, Chiba Bay, his house was disgusting. Patrons, back me up. Y'all remember how dirty his sink was? No lights inside the bathroom. More dust than what's on the moon. It was gross. The man was making bank. You'd have no idea. Men who have money do not walk around wearing Louis Vuitton and Gucci and driving in, I don't know, Ferraris. That's rapper type stuff. That's celebrity, new money. That's not normal. Normal people that have money do not look like they have money. I've talked about this before on my channel in other videos, but I don't know when or if you'll see those videos, but I mentioned it several times, so you would never know what my husband does because he doesn't talk about his job. He doesn't look like he, has a job that he has. Sorry. Speaking of my husband, he's calling. Let me get to that. Anyway, let me just wrap up this video. Not going to waste a ton of time. I'm tired, like I said. People who have money don't look like they have money. People who have money do not waste their money on dumb shit. And also, we just moved from the place you're talking about. So your point is not valid, like how I said earlier. I'm not going to waste my time going any further because you literally waited for me to tell you what size my place was to then say that basically yours is bigger. Like, are we 12 years old or whatever? Like, look, my truck is bigger than yours. Shut the fuck up. Like, grow the fuck up. Anyway, that's not the purpose of my video. I'm literally talking about house husbands. I did not compare my house to anybody else's house. In fact, we're renting. So if you want to say something, you could say, oh, you didn't buy your place, which if you live in Japan, like how you claim to, you would know that most people actually do choose to rent because the value of homes homes don't keep their value, generally speaking, unless you have a place in a very centrally located area, and even then. But that's a whole nother story. Not going to go there. So y'all so weird. Like, if you don't agree with my point, 1, why would you click on the video? 2, why leave a comment? And 3, when you do crap like that, you just prove that you're losing the argument where you have to start attacking the person. Stay on topic, stay with the message. We're talking about the topic of house husbands. We're not even talking about you. I'm making a general topic about house husbands. You responded as though you're the girl who I'm talking about in the video. And I wasn't even really talking about her. I was using her story as an example of what's wrong with having a house husband. But you even tried to lie and use all of these, things or whatever, talking about the Bible. You didn't even know what the fuck you were talking about. I had to correct you on that too. But we'll get into that comment later. It's way too much to dig through. In fact, I don't even know if I'm going to bother to dig into that. But I probably will because it does seem worthy of a video. But you definitely made my night when you got to the last part of saying that you have a spacious 3-bedroom, 58 square meter. You don't even know what square meters are, clearly, because that is not a lot of space for 3 bedrooms. Sorry. And also, unless you have kids, why do you need a 3-bedroom? For just you and whoever your partner is. Like, that sounds stupid too. And also, I don't care. Look, I don't care if you have a 12-bedroom. Okay, you're broke. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, do you know how many broke people are driving nice cars? Listen to the Dave Ramsey show. There's tons of people that have BMWs, people that have Mercedes Benz, and they have no damn money. What point are you making? See how you're moving the goalposts? So instead of the topic being about how relationships work best in the traditional, because you couldn't argue with my point on that, now it has to become, well, you might have a traditional relationship, but your husband isn't buying you a big fancy house. You don't have one either. That's why you're lying and saying you got a 58 square meter 3-bedroom. and not just that you have it, because sure, that can exist, but that would be a very small 3-bedroom. And not just that, that's not brag worthy. You're talking about a shower curtain, whatever apartment. That would be a shower curtain bedroom. I lived my 41, 42 square meter place that I had in Shibuya. That wasn't even a 1-bedroom. It could have been a 1-bedroom, but 3 bedrooms? There's not enough space for that. At best, it could have made 2 bedrooms, but it would barely be 2. I'd have to give up the living space. So really the most that place could have had was 1 bedroom and then a decent amount of living space. So yeah, sorry, either you're completely capping. I mean, you have to be capping, because not only are you saying that you have that, because sure, it's possible to have a 3-bedroom that's 58 square meters, but you're saying that is spacious. Yeah, get out of here. I'm done. I'm wasting my time. I should not have even entertained this and made a video on it, but hey, I'm gonna make my money off of it. So anyway, I just find it funny how, like, whenever people are losing an argument with me, they find that, like, they'll attack my appearance, they'll attack my husband. You just can't stay on topic. It always has to become a personal attack. And that is literally you waving your white flag. That is a clear sign that you've been defeated and you lost the argument when you have to start attacking the person. That's how you know that you're bad at arguing. And also, you know that you're wrong. And I see it all the time inside my comment section. For example, I'm looking at my comments right now that I have from, and I should have just deleted them, but I'm like, nah, leaving your comment there, it boosts my video in the algorithm. So I don't mind people that disagree with me, as long as it's respectful. For example, the keep Nipponese, which is like, that is so cringy. But yeah, of course, there's people liking these comments, people disliking my video, and I'm like, I don't care. You're still engaging with it, and you're boosting my video in the algorithm. So please keep your weeboo-ness going. And I'll make a video about this. It's actually really crazy. People have like Stockholm syndrome with Japan. You are literally a foreigner yourself, and you are dealing with the same racism. But you love Japan so much, you're liking the racism for some strange reason. My brain cannot comprehend that. But whatever. Apparently yOuRz can't comprehend the racism part, so I guess we're kind of in the same club, I guess. But yeah, like for example, this comment, somebody said, when you're thinking, what have I done to you? Your obliviousness to that question is why they don't like you. You would be acting differently if you weren't so clueless. Huh? So what did I do wrong to the Japanese person at my basket? What am I oblivious towards? I bought a carton of milk and they didn't speak to me. Like, do you see how hard y'all fighting with yourselves? Y'all crazy. And the funny thing is, I actually have not gotten a single comment from a Japanese person. I didn't even have to delete anything. They haven't said shit. But watch, after I make this video, suddenly I'm going to get thousands of them. Thousands of fake-ass weeboos pretending to be Japanese. But okay, I'm done, you guys. I'm through. Sir, you don't have a spacious apartment. I doubt you have an apartment. I also doubt that your place is 58 square meters. I doubt that you have a 3-bedroom. I don't believe you even have a partner. And if you do have a partner, I'm guessing that you must be the house husband, because you're very offended over that video when it wasn't about you at all. Get over yourself. And for anybody watching this, if you're a feminist and you want to do that, have fun. I'm not going to pretend like because that's your lifestyle that you want to have, that's normal, good, or better than having a traditional relationship. And statistics say otherwise, and so does religion. Whether you're a Christian or not, statistics literally prove that traditional marriages tend to last longer. They have lower divorce rates. Just saying. Okay, one more thing. I didn't think about this until after I already recorded this, but I wanted to add that this is another example of people creating fallacious arguments. So because you can't win the argument in which you provide information that supports the idea that it is better for you to basically live inside of an environment in which you are playing the role of a man and a woman as a wife and a mother. because you can't argue and refute what I said about how statistically it's already been proven that your children will fare better in life and that you will be happier as a wife and or as a husband if you are the one who works as a man and your wife is the one who stays at home, and vice versa. From a woman's perspective, if you're the one that stays at home and raises your children while your husband goes and works and earns the money, etc. Because you cannot argue with that. Now you have to make it. How much money my house costs, how big my house is all irrelevant to what's going on inside of my life. I'm still happy. I'm still married, and I still stand on what I said. Where do I talk about how the size of your home determines how well your, I don't know, pregnancy is going to go? I didn't say shit about that. We're talking about facts and statistics, and again, I wasted my time that. The person clearly doesn't live in Japan. They're lying. They also don't seem to understand how big square meters are. And on top of that, again, I can't even think of like the analogy or word to use, but basically where you know how the saying goes, like whoever names their first price, whatever loses or whatever, it's the same situation. So you asking me how many square feet is my home, or me telling you, of course you're going to say that yours is bigger afterwards, because your goal is to win the argument. If I were to leave a comment in a forum and tell everybody, I don't know a doctor, you're going to say, well, guess what? I'm a surgeon, which is also a doctor, but a different specialty. You get what I'm trying to say? It's stupid and silly. Anyway, my point still remains. I don't have to get my own feelings involved and take things personally. I'm literally just responding back. For the stupid people that don't seem to understand, while you may have the likes that you wanted, you didn't win the argument because you're thinking and you're lying on top of that. As I said to you guys before, I can be whoever I want to. I could tell you all that I married a billionaire. You can't prove me wrong. You're never going to see. You're never going to know. You don't know people's last names, middle names, addresses, etc. You just trust that I'm telling. Well, look at this. At least I'm being honest with you. I can easily make my camera just showing a blank white wall behind me and never let you know where I live, never tell you how many square meters, never tell you how many rooms, etc. But it's no secret. Like I already said before, I'm inside of, well, not right now, but at the time, I'm inside of the same place that my husband had just moved into prior to him dating me. I've already gone over that before. Now, I could have lied and said this is one of many rooms inside of, our giant, however many acres mansion or some shit. But I don't feel a need to do that because I'm trying to be honest with you about this. So, yeah, sorry, but that does not change what I said. As a female, black female doctor in particular, I think it is a very poor choice, very awful idea for you to choose to marry a white man and make him a house husband. My issue is not with his race per se, but my issue is more so, would that same man have married you if he were a doctor? Would he be okay with you being a housewife for him? How would his family treat you? It's so I can't think masculinating, or I don't even know what the word to use, but it's a very masculine thing to do. And I just feel so sorry for this woman because I see black women in particular, dark skinned black women, constantly putting themselves in situations to play the man's role. This is a well-educated woman, and while I'm not going to lie, she's not the most beautiful person in the world. She's far from being the ugliest, and she could definitely get somebody that will at least attempt to provide for their family. She just gave birth to twins. There's no way that you can convince me that you are happier being a full-time mom, not only a full-time worker, but a doctor, a very stressful job, and taking care of this bum-ass nigga. My point and stance remains. I don't care if I am married to a guy that works at 7-Eleven and we live in a fucking vacuum bag. That's fine. My point still remains. It is not a good idea to marry somebody that is a man who chooses that he is not going to work and wants to be a house husband. That doesn't even roll off of my tongue properly. That is what I am saying. It does not matter whether I live inside of a 10-bedroom, 12-bath mansion or if I live inside of a trailer park. My advice remains. And that's the wonderful thing about the truth. It does not give a fuck about your feelings. It's not about whether I have the situation or not. It's not about whether I have a big, beautiful mansion or not. But I can also be real with you. If you go to the US in particular, it's very easy to afford to have bigger, nicer, more luxurious things when you have such a good career. We're saving money and we have plans that you don't know about. And on top of that, once again, this is Japan. And if you actually lived here, you would know that even people that are doctors, even people that are millionaires, and I would know because I've dated and happen to be married to one myself, but even prior to him, keeping it real, my husband does not make the most money and does not have the most prestigious career out of all the men that I've dated. I dated an actual businessman. He owned several convenience stores, had a member on the board of Panasonic and everything. He was very rich. He was a wealthy man. And guess what? He didn't drive a luxurious sports car. The nigga had a Toyota, like, SUV van type thing. It was nice, but he wasn't driving no, like, fancy sports car, etc. But guess who I dated that was driving a sports car? A manager at a jewelry store. You see what I'm trying to say? People that actually have money carry themselves very differently, and you're showing that you don't have money because you don't know that. I don't walk around normally wearing designer stuff. Now, recently, I've been treating myself to a few things, but generally speaking, that's just not the way that I dress. It's not that I don't have the money and can't afford to have it, but I don't care to. When you have money, you don't feel the need to constantly impress people. It's also part of being an adult, too. I don't feel the need to wear name brand shoes. I want to wear shoes that are comfortable and that look cute. If I see something that looks cute and that's comfortable and happens to not be name brand, I'm gonna buy it. And if I see something that's name brand and happens to be cute, I'm gonna buy it. Okay. Just want to make that clear and get that out of the way. People who have money, or let me go back to myself, the people that I dated that had money, more money than my husband even has, they did not do any of that type of stuff. And all of them, with zero exceptions, every single last one was living inside of an apartment outside of the busy areas of Tokyo. Not a single rich person that I dated, well, I take that back. One person that I dated lived in Minato. All of the other people that I dated lived in or near Saitama. I dated people that lived all the way out in, I forget the name of it. It's not Kichijoji. I forget, Hachioji or whatever. All the way out there towards Shizuoka, those type of areas. You would think somebody with money, why would you want to live out there? Well, it's an easy way to save money by living away from the downtown busy areas of Tokyo. You can get a bigger place for less money. I dated a financial advisor, and while he did live in not necessarily a bad place, he lived in the Kanda area outside of Akihabara, and guess what? He not only, he technically lived inside of a place that could be a little more expensive, but he had a dirt cheap old apartment, and while it was somewhat spacious, it was old, very old. And it wasn't even a one bedroom. It was an open layout. I think it's what they call what a 1R or 1LDK or some crap like that. I can't remember, you guys. But long story short, you would think because of the money that he has, he'd have some big mansion or some nice house. Like, for example, my sister and brother-in-law, they do have a house in Tokyo. But they're the only people that I know that has a house in Tokyo. Everyone else has an apartment. I don't need to explain this to people that live in Japan, but for posers like yourself pretending like you do, and because you got offended and you can't argue my point and you have to make up shit and have a dick measuring contest, I'm going to go ahead and answer this for you. You're showing that you don't live here, and if you do live here, you're showing that either you don't have money or you manage your money very poorly, because while there are exceptions, most people that have money live inside of an apartment here in Japan, and really they're referred to as being a condo, if you want to properly translate that into English. They live inside of a condominium. They're not living inside of a big ass house or some shit. We're not in America. And honestly, even in America, when you're dealing with rich people, it depends on the person. A lot of them live in rather modest homes. Most millionaires are not driving Porsche cars and cyber trucks and shit. Can you do that? Sure. Is it a dream of mine to have these things? Honestly speaking, yeah. Not gonna lie to you. But this is not how normal people tend to live that do have money. Not going to entertain this any further. I made this video now become like a 40-minute one. But whatever. Just have to put that out there that, yeah, it's obvious that you're lying. And also, that's irrelevant to what I said. My point still remains. And you can get in your feelings and get upset over it. But I don't care. Argue the point. Is what I'm saying a lie? Are you trying to tell me that most women feel happiest when they are working while they are pregnant, when they have no time to spend with their children after giving birth, and when their husband is at home taking care of the chores and doing the cleaning? Things that a wife should be doing. Can you argue that? Can you also back it up with statistics and facts? Because you can even ask ChatGPT. You can do a quick search on your own and find that statistically you are happier with gender roles as a woman or as a man, and that it is better for your children. You can lie to yourself all you want to believe that house husbands are the way to go, but I'm not here to get into your feelings. We're talking about facts. This is not about me. Like I said, it doesn't matter if I had a 10-bedroom mansion or if I'm living inside of a 1-bedroom trailer park. That is irrelevant. What I said still remains. I can get a divorce. And guess what?
What I said still remains. It does not change. And a lot of you, especially women, struggle with this, where because your circumstances are something, you want to change what the truth is to fit your circumstance. So, for example, you will preach how marriage is wonderful until you get a divorce. And then you'll start preaching, well, marriage isn't for everyone. It's stupid. It's a waste. Right. Because either one, your marriage didn't work out, or two, you can't get married. I've never given advice like that on my channel. I've always stuck to facts. When I was single, I told you all the importance of marriage. When I got into a relationship, I told you all the importance of marriage. When I got married, I told you all the importance of marriage. When I thought I was going to go through a divorce, I told you all the importance of marriage. My mind, my stance, my feelings have not changed on the topic because they are not based on my own personal beliefs in my own personal life. Rather, it is based on facts, and whether you are a Christian or not, these studies have not just been done through Christianity. These are literal, unbiased statistics that you can look up yourself. I'm not going to do the research for you. And I should also add, that's another fallacious argument for those of you guys that are like, oh, well, if you can't show me that it's not true. That's not the way that it works. You can do the research on your own. I'm not going to do all that work for you. It's not that hard. We all have access to cell phones, laptops, computers. You can do a Google search. Okay? So anyway, I'm through. Just want to put that out there that, yeah, I already figured out this person clearly doesn't live in Japan. You're trying to press my buttons. And again, the whole ratio, whatever type crap that you young people do, I don't have time for that type of crap. I would rather get no likes and be right than have 500 likes for telling a lie and being wrong or trying to change the subject. So, for example, I've given advice on dating and about how, hey, this is something that, is bad or good or whatever. And somebody will change the topic instead of being on what I'm talking about dating to trying to talk about my husband. It's like, I didn't ask you whether you like my husband or not. Is what I'm saying true or not? What the fuck does he have to do with the advice that I gave? You don't have to like what he looks like, what he sounds like, what his job is. None of that stuff is relevant to what I said. It's not. It does not change what I said. So, whatever. Back to the video.
So I'm through. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment down below. All of my links for my social media accounts are in the description box down below. And that is all for this video. Next time, if you want to lie to me, make sure that you do your fact checks and actually learn how many square meters will make a big apartment. And also learn how many square meters a big bedroom would have before you make jokes about small spaces. Not to mention, please understand that I'm an adult. Trying to compare who has the bigger house is not what I'm. You can watch my videos. I'm not I'm not wearing new designer flashy clothes in every video either. Are you gonna now say that if your husband has so much money, then why isn't your husband buying you a new I don't know, Hermes bag every day or some shit? I'm grown, okay? First of all, my husband's not a millionaire, and second of all, I never said that I did have that such a lifestyle. And also, I found it interesting too that I'm making another video talking about what they said in full, but like I was saying, I'll make another video about that because it's too much to get into. But I am not making a video saying that men need to be millionaires. I said have a job. You would think that I said your man needs to be a millionaire. I said a job, even 7-Eleven. But no effort? House husband? No, that's unacceptable. That's what I said. You got triggered by that. What? The bar is so low for men. I just said get a job. I didn't say be a high value man. I didn't say bring in 6 figures. I just said get a job. But I did say if you wanted to, you could. Anybody can make 6 figures. Get a job in finance. Get a job in healthcare. 4-year degree. You don't need to be a doctor. I didn't say make $300,000 a year. You can make a 100K plus job with a 4-year degree. Even a 6-year can do it. And in some cases, 2-year degrees. But a 4-year most certainly can give you that salary. It is a choice not to make that money. But I'm not even telling you to do that. I just said I would at least want you to marry somebody that has a career. And that offended you. And that made you have to lie and pretend like you have a life that you don't have. Meanwhile, while you're trying to shame me and my man for not having some big fancy place, you didn't know that we actually moved out of that place. You also didn't know he signed a 2-year lease before he met me. You also didn't know we're going to Hawaii in 2 days. And almost 1 day, because it's almost midnight now. And you didn't know I'm going to Chicago after that. You didn't know that I'm staying in a hotel for the past 2 weeks and eating food and taking Uber Blacks and doing shit that you can never do. You didn't know that we spent more money in the past, 2-3 days than you probably spend on your rent for the whole month. Like, please stop. Don't try to compete with me. So look, I'm not even trying to brag. You made me bring this stuff up. I ain't say shit about myself in that video. I wasn't talking about what I have or what I don't have. That's not the purpose in it. If it makes you feel any better, guess what? I didn't have a formal wedding. Not yet, at least. So I'm not pretending like I have everything or that I'm a millionaire. That's not what I said. You're moving the goalposts. My comment was men should be providers. That's what I said. I did not say men should be millionaires. I said men should be providers. That triggered you. I didn't even say the provider part so much. I just said at least have a career. And even that was too much to ask for. I'm done. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment down below, support my channel, and I'm done. Bye.